Hello and welcome to Openboosters. We're going to be opening some Unglued today. Dun dun dun. Unglued. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Gazban Ogress. When Gazban Ogress comes into play, the player who has won the most Magic games that day gains control of it. If more than one player has won the same number of games, you retain control of Gazban Ogress. Clambassadors. If Clambassadors damages any player chooses an artifact, creature, or land you control, that player gains control of that artifact, creature, or land. Sorry, we shelled your village. Here's some gold. Double Deal. Choose another player. Double Deal deals 3 damage to that player now and an additional 3 damage to the player at the beginning of the next game with the player. I'm facing defeat. Chaos Confetti. 4 tap. Tear Chaos Confetti into pieces. Throw the pieces onto the playing area from a distance of at least 5 feet. Destroy each card in play that a piece touches. Remove the pieces from the game afterwards. And you thought that was just an urban legend. Double Dip. Choose another player. Gain 5 life now and an additional 5 life at the beginning of the next game with that player. In a duel that's taken a licking. In a duel and taking a licking. Double Cross. Choose another player. Look at that player's hand and choose one of those cards other than a basic land. He or she discards that card. At the beginning of the next game with the player, look at the player's hand and choose one of those cards other than basic land. He or she discards that card. Squirrel. Clay Pigeon. Flying 1. Throw Clay Pigeon into the air at least 2 feet above your head while seated. Attempt to catch it with one hand. If you catch Clay Pigeon, prevent all damage to you from any one source and return Clay Pigeon to play tapped. Otherwise, sacrifice it. Squirrel Farm. Green 1. Choose a card in your hand, covering the artist's name. Reveal the card to target player. If that player cannot name the artist, reveal the artist's name and put a squirrel token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature. Forest. Land? Really? Alright. It's unglued now. Alright, we already read Double Cross. Elvis Impersonators. Summon elves. When you play Elvis Impersonator, roll a 2 6-sided dice one after the other. Elvis Impersonators comes into play with the power equal to the first die rolled and toughness equal to the second. Clam-I-am. Whenever you roll a 3 on a 6-sided die, you may re-roll that die. The clams down in Clamsville all scuttered and skittled. The 3 is no more. The clam fiddler fiddled. Harloon Wrangler. Red and 2, Summon Mentor. Denim Walk. If defending player is wearing any clothes made of denim, this creature is unblockable. Nothing comes between me and my didgeridoos. Double Play. Choose another player. Search your library for a basic land and put that land into play. At the beginning of the next game with that player, search your library for an additional basic land and put that land into play. In both cases, shuffle your libraries afterwards. The wizard exclaimed, "I'm no chicken." Sex Appeal. Prevent up to 3 damage total to any number of creatures and or players. If there are more players in the room of the opposite sex, prevent up to 3 additional damage total to any number of creatures and or players. Spatula of the Ages. 4. Sacrifice Spatula of the Ages. Put into play from your hand any card from Unglued Supplement. At last, Urza's powers were focused through the incredible artifact. Who wants pancakes, he asked. Squirrel. Giant Fan. Artifact. Move target counter from one card to another. If the second card's rules text refers to any type of counters, the moved counter becomes one of those counters, otherwise it becomes +1/+1. Only a villain would unleash a giant fan on anyone. Planes. Alright. More Unglued. How's everybody doing today? Hope they're having a great old day. Gus. Gus comes into play with +1/+1 counter on it for each game you have lost to your opponent since you last won a Magic game against him or her. Now I lay me down to sleep. What are you staring at? Denied. Play Denied only as an opponent casts target spell. Name a card, then look at all cards in that player's hand. If the named card is in the player's hand, counter target spell. Don't worry about it. It happens to every mage sooner or later. Goblin Bookie. Red. Reflip a coin or re-roll a die. Glock Love bets. He's sitting in the bar all night and laugh and laugh. Hey, he still owes me. Squee Goblin Casino Hand. Knight of the Hokey Pokey. First strike. White one. Do the hokey pokey. Stand up, wiggle your butt, raise your hands above your head, then shaking them wildly as you rotate 360 degrees. Prevent all damage to Knight of the Hokey Pokey from any one source. That's what it's all about. Organ Harvest. You and your teammates may sacrifice any number of creatures. For each creature sacrificed in this way, add 2 black to your mana pool. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Growth Spurt. Instant. Roll a 6-sided die. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is equal to the die roll. More to Love. Friendly, nature-loving, bunny squee seeks SEF, looking for a huge commitment. Censorship. When censorship comes into play, choose a word. Whenever any player says the chosen word, censorship deals 2 damage to him or her. Editor's note, where there were no suitable flavor text submissions for this card. Handcuffs. Target player keeps both hands in contact with each other. If he or she does not sacrifice handcuffs, and that player sacrifices 3 cards in play. That was fun. Now me. Gesture Sombrero. 2. Sacrifice Gesture Sombrero. Look through target player's sideboard and remove any 3 of those cards from it for the remainder of the match. Yokero Krummer's Bell. That takes me back. Island. Alright, last Unglued pack. Da-da-da. If I can get it. If I can crack it. Wow. You are like super shut. Super shut. No more. Herloon Wrangler. Gus. Sex Appeal. Foul Play. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and it is a 1/1 creature that counts as a chicken. I feel like chicken tonight. Temp of the Damned. You play Summon Zombies. You play Tempt of the Damned. Roll a 6-sided die. Tempt of the Damned comes into play with a number of funk counters on it equal to the die roll. During upkeep, remove a funk counter from Tempt of the Damned or sacrifice Tempt of the Damned. Not the graveyard shift again. Scissor Lizards. Paper Tigers cannot attack or block. Nothing beats the lizard's sheer power. Nothing beats the lizard's sheer power. Sheer. Clay Pigeon. Goblin. Look at me. I'm the DCI. 2 white and 5. Ban 1 card. from other than basic land for the remainder of the match. For the remainder of the match, each player removes from the game all copies of that card in play, or in any graveyard, hand, library, or sideboard. Few understand the DCI's rigorous decisions-making progress. Swampy. Alright, that's 4 Unglued packs opened. This is Open Boosters. Have a nice day.